What a beautiful day. So it's gonna be a cracking day, a cracking morning for the pigeons to fly. When I changed the feeds 4 days ago, the birds have actually shown some improvements in terms of their energy, their eagerness to go out, and obviously the flying times. It's definitely much better. It is my day off today, so I have plenty of time to hang around here, chill out while we wait for the birds to come back. It's a good sign. They've gone for about 20-25 minutes so far, and it can only mean that they are actually now flying further afield. 40 minutes gone, still no sign of the birds. I think, oh, I've just spotted them just behind me there. Look, wow, look at that. They're looking so good. They're flying faster and faster based on my observation around here, which is good. But before we call them in to the loft, as you can see, they're going to be there for quite some time. We're just going to go and pick the wife up from work. So yeah, we'll leave the pigeons there for now. We're not going to be long. We're only going to be for about 20 minutes, so we'll be back. We're back, and so as the birds, and well, the trapping could be better, but we're gonna get there. Don't you worry about that. It's only a matter of time. We'll get them in quicker than they are doing now. So we'll get into a nice routine. We've only just started flying them in the morning and in the afternoon. It used to be just in the afternoon, but obviously now we kind of split the feeds into halves, in the morning and in the afternoon, so they get to fly out twice a day. They're slowly getting used to the routine anyway, but yeah, it's only been the first day, but it's not so bad. So they weren't hanging around on the roof or anything like that. When I called them in, quick look, they just want to come in. So yeah, the feeding, obviously we don't overfeed the birds. We have quite a strict measure in terms of their feeding, so we can get into a routine instead of you know, previously when I started with pigeon raising, I used to get a lot of birds hanging around the roofs, and I absolutely hate it. And it was all mainly to do with the way I trained the birds. I wasn't consistent enough with feeding and the time that I let them out. But now I think I got a little bit better. I used to feed the birds once a day with the right quantity. This kind of system is what a few friends have told me in the past when I first started with pigeon raising, and it was brilliant. It was working fine. These in the past couple of weeks, I've decided to kind of fly my pigeons in the morning as well, because I've got time, like 6 o'clock in the morning when the weather is nice, just before I go off to work. So I've got about an hour. I still had to fly them in the morning and call them in just before I leave, and give them some feeds. Obviously what I wanted to do is to fly them in the afternoon as well, but I don't want them to hang around on the roof. So I decided to split the feeds in the morning and in the afternoon. So for the full feed, so I got 50-50, so 50% of what they would normally get for the whole day. They get the 50s in the morning, and they get the other 50 in the afternoon. And it's been working fine for me in terms of trapping. So now it's done. I'm gonna leave now for work. So we've also left some grits in the corner there, which they are acknowledging at the moment. So what we'll do is we're gonna lock up, and then we're off to work, and then we'll be back home around about 6 o'clock, which we will then let them out again for a quick fly, 30 minutes, an hour. So before we go, we're gonna go inside the breeder's loft and just feed them as well this morning. You might be wondering why they are still together. Reason being is I am breeding for late breds, at least about 10. There's nothing wrong with that. I just kind of fancy breeding a little bit more from the pair that I like. So yeah, just giving them the morning feeds. These guys at the moment eat once a day anyway. In the afternoon they don't, so they don't go out as much as the young birds. A lot of these birds have come from a very good family line with proven track record of winning, basically from the parents. Well, like I said, I've always believed in the birds are only as good as how you train them and stuff like that. Now, how healthy they are. Although I'm not racing the old birds this year because of the incident we've had, which involved a cat inside the loft. So yeah, we decided not to raise the cocks. This would have been the setup for them anyway. This the widowhood cock section here, which we also use for breeding. So it's nice and simple. We're gonna have at least about 12 cocks in here to raise in April. It's got the grills on the floor. Well, it's well ventilated, I think. Anyway, so I just kept it nice and simple. So this is from the materials that we have from the back garden. Whatever we could find, we just put them together, and it seems to be okay. The birds, I haven't had any bird sickness for quite some time now, and yeah, I find it really good. It's the ventilation system just above here, so you can see just up there. And I should really put the mesh at the back in there just to stop the vermin from entering the loft or prevent them from causing damage here. So obviously we've got the holder as well, which serves as a ventilation. Nice and simple. I don't know, I don't want to over ventilate my birds here, especially when during breeding, because I start breeding kind of end of December or beginning of January, and it can be very cold. Yes, it's home time for me finally, so it's been a good day's work. It's a lovely day again here. We're gonna let the birds out for a bit. It's now 6:10 in the afternoon. What a lovely weather. So we're gonna go in there, let them out, and see how they perform today. So like I said, I fed them this morning. So here we go, as you can see them, look, they're flying from a distance, really good. Don't know if you can see it well, but there we go. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. So now they're looking good. They're flying in straight lines away from the loft, so they're not just flying around the loft, which is good. Flying in straight lines, coming out from every single direction, different directions, so it is a good sign. Very shortly we will be starting road training with them, so I will be taking them to work, which is about 12 miles, so that'll be every other day. Brilliant. So they've had a good flight today. Majority of the birds are already in. These ones are slightly late bred than the others, so which is quite good as well. Now they're flying with the rest of the gang. Yeah, it's still a lovely day, so as soon as they come in, I'm gonna feed them again the 50% from the whole tub. 50% they've already had this morning, so I'm gonna feed them the same. So we're just trying to keep to that routine really.